All right, let's talk about something. It's a feeling that a lot of us have, but we don't really talk about it much. It's that subtle, sometimes not so subtle, sense of dread you get when someone's about to come over to your house.
Just think about it. You get that text message, "Hey, I'm coming over." And you type back, "Awesome. See you soon." But what's really happening on the inside? If that question hits just a little too close to home, trust me, you are so not alone.
And that's it, isn't it? That's the internal monologue. That little voice in your head that just sighs and says, well, there goes my piece for the day, and the doorbell hasn't even rung yet. So today, we're going to unpack the psychology behind why that happens.
Okay, so to really get to the heart of this feeling, we have to start with what home really represents. Because for so many of us, it's way more than just a building with a roof.
That's the core of it, right there. Out in the world, we're always performing a little bit. We're on. But home? Home is sacred. It's the one place where you can finally exhale, where the world just stops demanding things from you.
And the second someone else enters that space, even a friend you absolutely adore, something shifts. The air just changes. It's not because you don't like them. It's because your personal sanctuary has just been, well, disturbed.
A perfect way to think about it is like a calm pond. Your home is this perfectly still water, and you're in control of every single ripple. When a guest arrives, it's like someone just tossed a small pebble into the middle. It's not a bad thing, but those ripples, they change the entire surface.
So let's talk about that pebble effect a bit more. Let's look at the psychology behind it. Why does this tiny disturbance feel so significant?
Well, psychologists actually have a term for this. It's called territorial comfort. It's that deep, profound sense of safety and control you get from being in your own space. You know every sound, every object. It's your turf. It's your emotional reset button. So, here's the crucial contrast. The outside world demands a performance, but inside your home, you can finally stop performing. You can just be. This really breaks it down. We live in these two modes, right? Mask on for when we're out in the world, and mask off for when we're home. The moment a guest comes over, even one you love, that performance mask, it has to go right back on. You're no longer recharging, you're hosting. You're on again.
And that effort, the simple act of having to be on inside your own sanctuary, it's like a background app running on your phone. It's just quietly draining you, and you might not even notice it's happening in the moment.
Think of it like your social battery. Each moment of being a host, of making sure everyone's okay, of making conversation, it just ticks that percentage down, even if you're actually having a good time.
So, does feeling this way make you a bad person or antisocial? Absolutely not. Let's completely reframe this whole idea. This is such a key point. That deep sigh of relief when the door finally closes, that doesn't mean you didn't enjoy their company. It just means your sanctuary has been returned to you. Sometimes silence feels like oxygen. So let's get this straight. This feeling isn't about being rude or antisocial. It's about protecting your energy. It's about having strong, healthy boundaries. And it's about understanding that you need solitude to function at your best.
And this explains so much, right? This is why meeting up at a coffee shop or a park feels so much easier. You get to be social, you get to connect, but your inner world, your safe space, it stays protected. It's really the best of both worlds.
And, it's also worth remembering that for some of us, this feeling has really deep roots. If having guests over when you were a kid meant stress or pressure or chaos, your adult brain might still be wired to activate those old feelings, even if you're not consciously aware of it.
Which brings us to our final, and maybe your most important takeaway from all of this.
I want you to just read that, and then read it again. It's a simple sentence, but it's incredibly powerful. There is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to guard the one place on earth where you get to recharge.
You can be the warmest, most caring friend. You can absolutely cherish your relationships with people. And at the exact same time, you can deeply, fundamentally crave your own solitude. Those two things are not opposites. They can both be true, and they're both part of who you are. And that's really the bottom line. For some people, the truest form of comfort is a quiet room and the gentle hum of their own thoughts. Your peace is valid. It matters.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. If this resonated with you, just know you're not weird or antisocial. You're just someone who understands the deep, restorative power of a personal sanctuary.